Say it like you mean it, darling. I love it. She said, Tesco. Yes, okay, the best supermarket. And it's interesting you say that, you know. I'll tell you a funny story. So I shop in Tesco's. I don't even say it because it's there, but for something. No, I'm not, honestly. Tesco's croissants, there's no Sainsbury's I say, but Tesco's croissants are better than Sainsbury's croissants. And Tesco's are a well-known, recognised brand. And it's interesting, branding is so powerful. One time I was going to deliver a workshop somewhere outside London, so I was at London Waterloo. And when you come out of London Waterloo station, there's a Tesco and a Sainsbury's there. And I wasn't in a rush, but I thought, okay, let me quickly, because I like to get to my train half an hour, ahead. So I literally was going to walk into Sainsbury's, and I stopped. And I goes, no, there's Tesco's there. And I walked into Tesco. The power of branding. And it's interesting, I'm not sure if you know, I think it's Jack Cohen, the founder of Tesco, East London. Yeah, when I heard that, I was like, wow. The power of vision. And the story goes that the guy was, I think, he used to sell fruit and veg in the market. And so obviously there wasn't enough market like stalls. So what they would do, everyone would run and claim their space. So he wasn't a fast runner. So he used to throw his hat and claim a particular pitch. Then he ended up connecting with someone, remember the power of connection, and the rest is history. And this guy started in East London like myself. So this guy had one arm, two legs. So when we go to Tesco's, let's not just go as consumers, let's have a producer's mindset as well. Any other brands? So Tesco, Nike, BMW. I need a BMW car to be very fair. Nice golden AG. Yeah. And these are very well-known brands, but can I say that you are a brand? You're a human being, you're a male, you're a female, you're young, you're old, you're black, you're white, you're rich, you're wealthy, you're not poor. You're an employee, you're an employer, you're a leader, you're an entrepreneur, but you're actually a brand. And when I'm talking about branding, I'm talking in the essence of becoming a cutting-edge leader, becoming a legacy-minded person. We talk about Nike, Apple, McDonald's, BMW. These are well-known brands. But for my message of cutting-edge distinction, I created the 3 V's of branding. Your vision, we spoke about already, your values, and your voice. The values that you hold dear. I'm pretty sure within 2-3 minutes of listening to me speak, I think you've brought into my values. I'm pretty sure, maybe I might be wrong, I'm pretty sure, because I'm very expressive in my values. So to become a cutting edge leader who's cutting edge in nature and results, your values have to speak for themselves when you're silent. So as Ed mentioned earlier, social media has changed everything. Social media is your business card, social media is your website, social media is now your CV. So what you represent on CV is your vision, your values, and your voice. So I really want to challenge you. You're saying something online. If I went to your Twitter, I went to your Instagram, I went to your Facebook, you're speaking something. But are you speaking your legacy? Are you speaking your vision of change? Or is it just the latest gossip in town? And I'm not saying don't post things or don't retweet things whenever, like The Apprentice or I'm a Big Brother, whatever. I'm not saying don't retweet and share that. But if you really took at Richard Branson, the only thing that Richard Branson shares is leadership, leadership, leadership. Legacy, legacy, legacy. And I'm not saying that don't have a life on social media. But remember, there's people that are following you that are looking for inspiration. That's our responsibility as leaders. That there's people that are following us, whether it's poor people, young people, male people, people that are suffering from mental health, people that really want to be inspired or have someone to reach out or go to bed and say, you know what, I just saw your profile, I'm very inspired. If he can do it, if she can do it, I can do it. So I really want you to understand that now you are a brand. Within 5 minutes of meeting someone, people are going to know, should buy into your vision, your values, and your voice. It doesn't make you a robot, but it makes them understand that 1, they can't waste time with you, and 2, that they know that you're a leader of distinction. Because we can easily buy, why do people, human beings, line up for 5, 6, 7 days in the snow, in the rain, for the latest Apple phone? Yeah, to be fair. You said it, not me. But they're not actually buying into the phone, they're not buying the phone itself. They're buying the vision of Steve Jobs, they're buying the value of Steve Jobs, and they're buying the voice of Steve Jobs. When I used to watch about Steve Jobs and read about Steve Jobs, I was actually challenged. Yeah, I bought an Apple phone, but I bought into him as an individual. I was thinking, hold on a minute, I've never met Steve Jobs. I mean, he passed away a few years back, but he taught me so much. So his leadership has now impacted me to become even more cutting edge leader. So whatever your creativity, whether it is the way you save money, the way you create an app, the way you bring solution, always understand that that's the essence of leadership. Again, Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, these people are not in 2018, 19. They're 15 years down the line. Because they realize that if I'm going to be a leader of distinction, if I'm going to be cutting edge in nature results, I have to be creative. Yeah, I like watching EastEnders, but I also like watching nature programs. I love nature programs. I love watching, African safari. I just love it. And it's interesting when when a lion's hungry, even when a lion's not hungry, it sees a gazelle, straight away, it's not gonna, even if it's hungry, it's gonna kill the gazelle and eat it. Because the lion hasn't got a capacity to do anything else. Even when a lion doesn't say, I'm a bit hungry today, how am I gonna have my gazelle? Are we gonna have it kebabbed? We're gonna have it fried? We're gonna have a little bit of pepper on it. Even when the lion's not hungry, it just kills, steals, and destroys. So I really want to challenge you, that mind. And I've realized, like 10 years ago, and I'm not that old, but 10 years ago, maybe 12, 15 years ago, there was no such thing as mental health. So why is it all of a sudden, and it's a big issue, why is it all of a sudden that mental health is such a big issue with? I think, not every single one, but a large percent of people haven't tapped into the creative skills they've got inside of them. And the creative skills inside of you, when you really, 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 really get it, and you realize that you can actually use that to bring change. Because if you really look at the word mental illness, and I do a lot of work with that, mental illness, I think that's such a bit of a derogative word. Because the person, all they need is some help. They need some guidance. They need some inspiration. But if there's no guidance, help, or inspiration at work, or at home, or on social media, or in the media in general, guess what's going to happen? Everything they carry dies with them. And they're going to think they're worthless, not knowing they've got potential inside of them that can change their family, change their world, change their work environment. So I really want to challenge every single one of us, that creative skill you've got inside of you. Don't think, oh my gosh, I haven't got no money to start up a business or start up a project. In 2010, I came up with my idea for my first book, Hitting the Target, a 12-month guide to distinction. At the time, as an entrepreneur, I had to move back into my mum's house. I didn't have a pound to my name. I didn't have a laptop. I didn't have money to buy A4 paper. But I had to use scrap paper to write my first book. If I didn't take that step of faith in 2010, I wouldn't be here now. I didn't have a pound to my name. I had to use scrap paper to write my first book. But imagine I need money, I need this, I used to go around begging the internet cafes if I could use their internet. And one of the guys said, okay, I'll give you half an hour. I was there for about 5 hours. I don't think I paid him afterwards anyway. But one, I saw the future, and two, I knew what I've got inside of me is for my generation, it's for society as well. I didn't have a pound to my name, but I used scrap paper to write my first book. I didn't have no money, but I saw the bigger picture. I didn't know how to give up. One of my good friends said, Onyi, never give up. I said, I don't know how to give up because I'm sold out on my vision. I'm sold out on my legacy. I'm sold out on my distinction. So when the going gets tough, and believe me, the going's going to get tough. Why? Because you've made up your mind to be a change agent. Dear leader, how can we tell people never give up when some haven't even started yet? But guess what? When you fail, quote unquote, it doesn't make you a failure. It's actually a time to learn something. So I've realized that all my failures was actually a chance to get to the next level of life. I've been evicted twice. I had to move back into my mum's house. It was tough. It was tough. I remember the times I had a pay-as-you-go phone, and when my credits ran out, I would go into Barclays and log on to their free Wi-Fi, sit down in the corner in Barclays Bank, quickly send my emails, do my social media stuff, and then quickly rush home to use the Wi-Fi. And it was tough, but I saw the bigger picture. I call it the 3 Ds of determination: your discipline, your dedication, and your determination.